My name is Aleksandra and I am a tutor from AthenaStudies. I am going to be presenting to y'all this knowledge clip about creating a study schedule, and we will get into a little bit more of what that means in the upcoming slides. But firstly, welcome to the 2021-2022 academic year. Some general notes about university: just make sure you have your school ID. You can use libraries with your school ID, and I believe on the university website there is instructions on how to get one. Also have your textbooks ready because that is very important in terms of your courses. You will be using those. Make sure to plan ahead because these courses do move quite quickly. They are 8 weeks each, with the exception of periods 3 and 6. But 8 weeks is not a lot of time. So make sure you plan ahead, stay on track, which is what I'm going to be trying to help y'all with today. And last of all, if you have any questions about university in general, how to get started, how to manage your time, feel free to message me on WhatsApp and I will be super happy to help y'all with anything that you may need. But with regards to what we're going to be doing today in this video, I'm going to be showing y'all how to create a study schedule and stay on track for a course. And you can basically use this information to create study schedules for yourself that are more personalized towards when you have tutorials, when you have lectures, etc. And I will be sending some example study schedules later this week once I have y'all's full course manuals for all of your courses, because I believe right now you only have Principles 1. So that's what I'm going to be using in today's video. So establishing a schedule. So I have some general steps that y'all can use to establish your own schedule to help you not be super overwhelmed with the course material that you have to work with. So first step that we have is check your timetable. So if you go to the roster.uva.nl, you can find your timetable whenever you log in with your student ID. So that's the first thing. And here's an example of a timetable that is on my account. So this is all of the potential tutorial times that you may have. Obviously yours is going to look a little bit different because you only have your own group, while this is showing all of the groups. But you can see that Principles usually has lectures, same as Strategy, on Mondays and then also on Fridays. So you usually have lectures Mondays and Fridays, and then your tutorial times will vary within the week. Obviously, over the weekend, you don't have any class, but it's a really good thing to know when are your lectures, when are your tutorials, especially since this is going to be live this year. So in this case, let's go back to this next step. Once you know your timetable, you also should check your course manual or your course outline that has been provided to you on Canvas. So these course outlines are super, super important in terms of creating a schedule for yourself, because this will basically include objectives, requirements, and usually a general calendar of when you should be doing what to keep you on track for the course. So for example, if we go to your Principles course manual, when you go to almost the last, I believe this is the last page, you can see here that week 1, these are the chapters that you need to be doing. This is the article that your tutorial is going to go over, and this is a deadline that you have to fulfill. So that is happening for every single week, week 1 through 7 in this case. So this is very, very crucial in terms of planning and pacing yourself in the course. So let's go back. Now that we have our course outline, the next thing that we can do is create a document with all the relevant information. So reading requirements, exam dates, when are your lectures and tutorials, and then also assignment due dates. So your study schedule may look something like this. So here you see, this is the Principles of Economics and Business 1 study schedule. And for your midterm, you don't have a midterm, but your end term is on the 27th of October. And you can easily find when your end term is by simply going to your timetable and going to the end of the month or the very end of the period. So in October 2021, you should find that at the very, very end on the 27th, down here, it's a little bit hard to see, you have a Principles exam. So now you know when your exam date is, and you know the chapters that you have to be reading every single week. So putting this all together, the way I prefer to do it is by every single day creating an objective. So weeks 1 through 4 daily objectives, and then also weeks 5 through 8. So in every single week, I plan out basically every single day a small thing that needs to be done. So for example, this one has you starting on the 4th and the 5th, simply because that includes the weekend before you start actual classes. So if you can see here, this will include the 4th and the 5th before you start lectures on September 6th. So because in your course manual in week 1, you already should be reading chapters 1 and 2, here we can put that in our like general area that's just going to be describing what chapters are for what week. So you can feel free to put this in yourself whenever you're creating this yourself. But for week 1, for example, you see that you need to read chapters 1 and 2. For week 2, you should read chapters 3 and 4. So writing this all down in this area will give you a better idea of what chapters you need to read and what assignments you may have to do. So for example, you have an essay plus essay due on the 12th of September over Adam Smith. And you can again see this by looking in the course manual. So you can write all of this, take all of this information and transfer it to your very own study schedule. So if you can see here, you need to read chapters 1 and 2 and your essay is due on the 12th. This schedule will assume that you have a tutorial on Tuesday. So over this weekend, you could easily, on one day, just say, read chapter 1. And then on Sunday, read chapter 2. So very, very small daily objectives for you to stay on track. Then the 6th, which is Monday, you have lecture. So you could say, take lecture notes. Then on the 7th, that's a Tuesday, so we assume that you go to your tutorial, so take tutorial notes. And then on the 8th, maybe you can review chapters 1 and 2. So then you can kind of go off of this whole schedule. So you can always have very consistent things. Maybe you plan on reading over the weekend, taking lecture notes on Monday, having your tutorial on Tuesday, reviewing on Wednesday and Thursday, and then having another lecture on Friday. And then repeat that over all of these weeks. But as you can see, these are very, very small tasks and very small goals that are super achievable on the day-to-day basis. And it will help you as you build up this kind of plan. Once you get to week 7, when you have your end term on the 27th of October, you will take lecture notes, and then maybe you decide to review chapters 1 through 3 on that day as well. Then you can take tutorial notes and then review chapters, whatever, like week 2 chapters. So in this case, it will help you just be very incremental in terms of your studying as well. So this is what we can do, and that's what step 4 is involving. So once you have a general idea of when are your tutorials, your lectures, and what are the reading requirements, as you can find in the course manual, you can go ahead and put that into what you need to do every single day to help you achieve that goal. But a very quick note on this, obviously this is not for everyone. Daily objectives may be too stressful for some of y'all, so then I would make like weekly objectives and then try to set aside some time every single day to get towards those weekly objectives. Or if you find that you work best maybe on like the beginning of the week, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then move this type of stuff to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then leave the rest of the week for very light review sessions, not too much like heavy reading or that type of work. So definitely change this to suit your own schedule, but overall I find that this is much, much more sustainable than not really reviewing much over the weeks, and then on the week of the exam studying for hours upon hours, and then that could potentially be much more stressful for you and much harder to remember all of the important information. So this is kind of my big tip for y'all in terms of staying on track with your school and not being too stressed in the exam weeks. So that's going to be it for this video. Thank you again so much for watching. If you would like to see more tips in the future, please feel free to comment below in this YouTube video. And also keep an eye out in the group chats for more useful documents, such as the study plans that I'm going to be releasing later this week, and also links to future videos. So videos that are going to be helping you specifically with maybe Principles 1, documents to help you later on in your other courses. Definitely keep an eye out for all of that. But again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I really, really hope it's helpful for you in terms of your studying. But without further ado, thank you so much, and good luck with the beginning of your school year. Bye-bye.